looking at tweets or comments, reading them out, and then going, heh.
Ever watch a content creator build a career by reading other people's memes, then watch it all collapse because he couldn't stop sending creepy messages to women? Because Bentellect went from 11 million followers and billions of views to struggling to hit 100,000 views per video. Not because his content got worse, but because the internet finally saw who he really was off camera.
10-year-old me, I'm never gonna be those boring adults always in a bad mood. Me today.
We're talking about a guy who built an empire on stolen Reddit memes and forced laughter, then destroyed it by using podcast collabs as an excuse to hit on female creators. From copyright striking critics to getting exposed by Penguin Zero to making the worst apology video in internet history, Bentellect's downfall is a masterclass in how ego and desperation can torch everything you've built. So, let me paint you a picture of how the happiest guy on TikTok became one of the most hated creators on the platform. Bentellect blew up in 2020 during the lockdown era, which was perfect timing for low-effort meme content. His entire format was painfully simple. Screenshot a tweet or Reddit post, put himself at the bottom, the meme at the top, read it word for word, then force the fakest laugh you've ever heard while saying the last word. I once dated this girl who spoke so much about her ex that even I ended up missing the dude. That was it. That was the whole thing. No commentary, no original thoughts, just reading and laughing. But somehow it worked. By mid-2021, he had over 11 million TikTok followers, a billion likes, and had crossed over to YouTube where he uploaded over 3,000 videos pulling in more than 4 billion total views. The content was repetitive and completely devoid of effort, but people saw him as harmless entertainment, the kind of creator you'd scroll past without a second thought. He seemed like a genuinely friendly guy who just loved making people laugh. But as we'd all learn later, that friendly persona was completely fake. The first person to expose Bentellect was YouTuber Nick Is Not Green, who slammed him for his lazy content format.
He doesn't just use other people's content to make his own, but he straight up steals it and reposts it on Twitter. When I say the other day, it can be any time between yesterday and my birth.
You're reading something that somebody wrote and then you just laugh at it. That's it. That's the whole thing. Within months, multiple YouTubers echoed this criticism. Even Billie Eilish roasted Bentellect for his incredibly fake laugh. But it seemed like harmless roasting at first until Nick made a second video. That's when things got darker. Nick revealed that Ben had copyright struck his first video, not just claimed it, but struck it down entirely. Ben even wrote out a full email claiming Nick was stealing his content. The irony? Ben's entire channel was built on stealing other people's content. Nick then exposed that Bentellect's tweets were stolen too. He straight up stole jokes and reposted them on Twitter without credit. Even his comedy skits were stolen in their entirety from other already popular TikToks. When confronted, Ben claimed he tagged the original creator. Noah Sampson fact-checked this claim and found it was a complete lie. No one was tagged. A pattern was forming. Bentellect was a content thief who attacked anyone who called him out. As Bentellect lost favor, TikTok created possibly the strangest meme ever. People began stitching his videos with weird, scary images and creepy AI-generated voices saying things like, "The only thing that doesn't exist anymore will be you, Benny boy, after we suck your soul from your body." The meme evolved into different formats, with creator John Castelline using it to expose more of Ben's hidden anger. John joked that Ben was probably scared of the memes. Ben's response? He called John 17 times on Instagram and sent insulting messages. "You kind of look like Woody from Toy Story." And dude just sits in his room telling stories in his bed. Ben was making it obvious he was completely different off camera. The happy positive guy act was crumbling. Ethan and Gila from the H3 podcast had previously roasted Bentellect's content. Ben responded by making a video titled "Top 5 People Who Hate Me," where number 1 was Gila Klein. His insult?
5 people who hate me. Number 1, Gila Klein. She looks like she hasn't smiled in years, so I'm not surprised.
She looks like she hasn't smiled in years, so I'm not surprised. H3 fans immediately called him out. Why attack Gila specifically? Why insult her appearance? It felt unnecessary and weird. The top comment predicted predicted he might have a hidden disdain for women, a prediction that would prove eerily accurate. Bentellect had eerily stated in a video, "We all have secrets, right? That's just the way it is." His secrets were about to get exposed in the worst way possible. What makes Bentellect's downfall so satisfying is how perfectly he fooled his audience for years. He built his entire brand on being the nice guy of TikTok, always smiling, always positive, always grateful for his fans. He'd constantly talk about how much he loved interacting with his community. One of my favorite things about social media is that I have people I can communicate with and engage with. He positioned himself as different from other creators, more humble, more genuine, more connected. When people criticized his content, he claimed he was just an easy target because you're almost obnoxiously happy. And that's like how I am in general. But behind that carefully crafted image was someone completely different. The guy who claimed to love his fans was the same person calling women boring losers when they rejected him. The creator who prided himself on responding to DMs was using those same DMs to pressure women into uncomfortable situations. After 3 more women came forward, Ben posted his first apology. It was a complete disaster. "I've recently been accused of some heinous actions. I'm a firm believer in the rights and equality of all humans, including women. As if that needed clarification. The internet roasted him immediately. "I stand by the rights for all humans, and that does include women. Those creatures I'm graciously including because I'm such an angel." He posted a second video apology, but it looked like he was holding back laughter the entire time. Comments flooded in. "This apology is sponsored by ChatGPT, and I'm sorry for making people uncomfortable." Incorrect. "I'm sad I got caught." Correct. On August 20th, 2023, Penguin Zero uploaded a video titled "A Huge Loser," which gained over 10 million views. Charlie called out Bentellect for acting self-righteous online while desperately chasing OnlyFans creators. It seems like the only thing on this guy's mind is sex and how he's never getting it but is very desperate and will do it by any means necessary. Charlie exposed more messages showing Ben offering money, speaking about himself in third person, and sending nasty messages when rejected. The internet had all the proof it needed. Over a year later, Ben tried to fight back. He made a video claiming Charlie was the real creep for reading strangers' private messages. I would argue that Charlie makes him and his followers more of a creep than me texting a girl. The video got a 15% like to dislike ratio. He tried to explain away every message as fake or "I was blackout drunk." When anonymous testimonies appeared, he dismissed them. "Where's the name? This is just a text message. Trust me, bro." The comments roasted him. "You realize being drunk makes it so much worse, and remember when you were funny? Give it up, Unc." By the end of 2023, Bentellect's empire had completely collapsed. His follower growth flatlined. Videos that used to pull millions now barely hit 100,000 views. His merch site was wiped. His Cameo has just 28 reviews, none recent. He doesn't get sponsorships anymore. He's resorted to reposting his old, most popular TikToks. A recent YouTube short reads, "This channel is now for random content." Translation: I've given up. With 3 million YouTube subscribers, a video from a month ago got 1,000 views. That's not a decline. That's a death rattle. And the absolute cherry on top? He started watermarking his own stolen memes on Instagram. Bentellect proved you can build a massive platform on stolen content and fake happiness, but you can't survive once people see who you really are. His career didn't end because his content got worse. It ended because his character was exposed, and the internet decided he didn't deserve a second chance. Now let me know in the comments, did Bentellect deserve this downfall, or should people give him another chance? Because based on that "trust me bro" defense, I know where my vote's going.